It was a routine day, but tonight something was going to happen here which will remain a mystery for humans for years to come. The 30-meter-wide reflector of the Big Ear radio telescope in the university detected a very big radio signal at 10:1 meters at night. This signal passed through the telescope and reached the IBM 1130KR, and from here it was automatically converted and went to the printer. At this time of the night, there was complete silence in the control room except for the sound of the printer. The signal printed on the paper got buried among all the other printouts, and at the moment no one came to know that the Big Ear telescope has received an alien signal coming from the Sagittarius constellation in the sky. After a few days, the technician of the control room picked up all the printouts and astronomically wrote this signal. Jerry Ahmed saw this signal and highlighted it with his red pen and wrote "Wow" next to it. Since then it is known as Wow signal. But what was so special about this signal? It has been an astronova for the last 47 years. Was this signal from Sagittarius constellation a message from aliens or just a coincidence? Once again, happy spectators in MTV videos. There was a study behind the importance of Wow signal which was released about 18 years before this incident. What happened was that in 1959, Cornell University physicists Philip Morrison and Giuseppe Capini released a paper in which it was hypothesized that if there is any extraterrestrial civilization in the universe, then it will use the frequency of 1420 MHz to communicate with us, that is, the people living on Earth. The reason for this is that this frequency naturally emanates from hydrogen, and it's so everyone knows that hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, and it can be a common and understandable reference for every technologically advanced civilization. That is why this frequency is considered ideal. Telescope Big Ear to search for signals of intelligent life outside the Earth's atmosphere, and this mission was named Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI. This mission was the longest-running mission of its time, which was designed to search for life outside the Earth. Big Ear radio telescope was located near Perkins Observatory on the campus of Ohio Vesalius University. Its mission was to scan different parts of the sky and detect any intelligent signal that came from outside the Earth. Big Ear agreed to do this work with Astronova to understand the data of the radio telescope. On the night of August 15, 1977 at 10:1, the signal received by the telescope was so unique and powerful that Aham and his fellow scientists were astonished. The telescope recorded this signal for a full 72 seconds, which became 6 Ikea J5 after computer conversion. The numbers and letters in this signal are not any hidden message, rather they show the intensity of the signal and its strength. There are a total of 6 characters in the Wow signal, and each character or number represents a time of 12 seconds, i.e. the telescope will detect the signal for 12 seconds, then record it in the computer and then start recording the next 12 seconds. I.e. if there are 6 characters in the Wow signal and each character is of 12 seconds, then it means that the Wow signal is a total of 72 seconds. It kept reaching the telescope for 72 seconds. Let us tell you here that when the telescope does not receive any signal, it records the value of 0. The smallest signal is 1, and similarly as the numbers increase, it means the intensity of the signal is increasing. Normally, signals of 1 to 3 or 4 intensity were received in the Big Ear telescope, but the Wow signal started with 6. If the signal is of a value greater than 10, it will turn into alphabets, like 10 means A, 11 means B and 12 means C. Similarly, it will move forward. The second part of the Wow signal was converted by the computer into E, which means 14, that is, where the intensity of the signal was 6 in the last 12 seconds, it became 14 in the next 12 seconds. The third is Q, whose value becomes 26. The largest value of this signal was 30, which the computer converted into Y, and then in the last 2 parts its value became J, i.e. 20 and then Phi. The most special thing about this Wow signal was that it was heard only on the channel of frequency of 1420 MHz, the same frequency which naturally comes out from the hydrogen element. This is the reason why astronovae are rising, because there are so many asteroids, planets, galaxies, and clusters in the universe. This signal may have been generated randomly from somewhere, then why is it being linked to aliens only? Actually, the 1420 MHz frequency is of hydrogen line, which emits the most common element of the universe. Scientists believe that if any alien civilization wants to communicate, then it will choose a universal and easily understandable frequency which every advanced species can understand. Secondly, the Wow signal has a frequency of 1420 MHz. If a line chart of strength is made, then it looks very unique. This signal reached a value of 30 and then slowly faded. And such signals can only be generated intentionally. there is a possibility of connecting the WOW signal to aliens. This is that cosmic events in space do emit signals, but they are neither of this pattern, i.e. gradually increasing and gradually ending, nor do the signals come only once. But one more special thing about the WOW signal which points towards aliens is that this signal was heard only once. If this signal was generated due to some natural event, it would have been heard again and again. And most importantly, it is not in the frequency band of 1420 MHz. Now coming to our second question, from which location of the sky did this signal come? The exact location of the WOW signal from where it came is very difficult to know due to the design of the Big Air telescope. There were two different structures in the telescope which were called feed horns. Due to the rotation of the ground, both these feed horns were in the same position. The horns were scanning the sky in different directions. The WOW signal was heard in only one of the feed horns but not in the other, and the data was processed in such a way that it is not possible to decide which horn heard the signal. That is why we have these two different locations where the direction of both the feed horns was at the time, and the signal may have come from these two locations, but it is not exactly confirmed which of these two locations was it. The location of the signal was in a specific area of the Sagittarius constellation which was close to the globular cluster M55 and Tau Sagittarius. This mystery is still unsolved because we know that the WOW signal came from the Sagittarius constellation, but the exact coordinates could not be confirmed yet. There are many theories and hypotheses about the WOW signal as to what it was and where it came from, but scientists do not agree on any one theory. One possibility is that it was a weak signal of interstellar twinkling, just like stars twinkle, but the Very Large Array Telescope, which is a more sensitive telescope than Big Ear, could not detect this signal. If this signal was detected on Big Ear due to interstellar twinkling, then why did it not happen on VL? Hence this theory also proved wrong. Another idea has been expressed that perhaps this signal was generated from the Earth itself, but after reflecting from an asteroid or space telescope in space, it was recorded back on the Big Ear telescope. But this theory also proved wrong later, because scientists say that if this signal was generated on the Earth itself, then by the time it collided with the space telescope and came back, it would not have had so much strength that it could reach the value of Y, i.e. 30. Another issue is that the frequency band of 1420 MHz is reserved for astronomy, and ground radios are not allowed to send signals on this frequency. That is why it is not possible for the WOW signal to be generated on Earth itself. Jerry Ahm and others used the meta-array of Astronova. In 1995, H. Paul Shu used the telescope of the Greek Bank Observatory. Then in 1999, Gray and Simon Ellingson also used the 26-meter telescope of Mount Pleasant Radio Observatory. But the result was always the same: complete silence. Was this signal an accident, or did aliens want to contact us and then stopped? In 2017, Antonio Perez said that this signal may have come from two hydrogen clouds of 266p and 335p. But the Astronova signal is a mystery whose answer is not available to scientists till date. Was it a message from an alien civilization or a natural cosmic event? The scientific community is still trying to understand the origin of this signal. It has been almost 47 years since the WOW signal was recorded, but after the night of August 15, 1977, this signal was never recorded again on any telescope. I hope you will like and share this video of MTV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.